I, Roland Smith, do promise that the testimony have come to give to the TRC of Liberia is the truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Please be seated. Good afternoon and welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
How are you today?
All right.
Okay. Did you say your name was William Smith?
Yes. Roland Smith.
Romeo?
Roland.
Don't pronounce good, man. Can you kindly tell us, Roland, your date of birth?
Yes.
Please.
1974, June 9.
June 9.
1974.
Where you live?
I live Kroo, Johnson.
Kroo. What do you do?
I'm attending. I'm a student.
Which school?
WCA, Wade Christian Academy.
What's your level now?
11th grade.
11th?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for volunteering to come and participate in this national process. For us and the nation, this process is necessary so all of us can understand what transpired during the war.
Yes.
And when we get the truth, the clear picture of what happened, then we'll find all of the problems. And identifying the problems, we know how to find solutions.
Yes.
Just so we can't have another war in Liberia again. I'm sure this is what all Liberians want: no more war and total peace. So before you share your experience with us, I will introduce the commissioners to you. At the end of the panel on the right is Commissioner Sheikh Afuma Kone.
Yes, sir.
Next to him, the lady, is Commissioner Umu Sila. Next to her is Commissioner Gerald Coleman. And next to him is Dede Dorope. I am Jerome Fredier. And sitting at my left is Commissioner John Stewart.
Yes.
So with that brief introduction, you can begin with your testimony.
Thank you very much.
Okay, welcome.
I'm here to explain what I saw. I'm here to say the facts.
Yes.
July 27, 1990, when the rebel reached Belleville Creek, they have circled the whole town. There was only one road in that circle from the barrier to Jerusalem. There were everyone all carry running. And when we ran to the areas, after 3 days, the MPFL boys start looking for our feet mark on the ground. We walk with our feet mark until they found our living place. So after a few days, the commander by the name of Naraga gave order that they should go and look for all the surveillance. So when they reached to our village, one guy by the name of Bacha, the real name they call him Nambwe, he started calling that no one should run. We are not here to kill. We are here to take everyone of your home. Through that, two of my brothers then, they were running. He said they were enemy. Through that, two of them were killed. So after when they brought us to town, when we reached in the town, there was nothing to identify. All the town was all over smoke, including my father's seven room house. It got burned. So when we reached in the town, and we were in the town for a few days, the men told us that we should get in one fence. The boys, the men were in one fence, the women were in certain big house. So at time when the boy then want to have sex with them, they can go in our house and command them. Through the sister Edidon Sebwe and Cecilia Sebwe, and Gedeh Sebwe and Helilo Nimle, they will refuse to have sex with them. So for that reason, they killed them. When they killed them, the same Bacha, he called one girl by the name of Precious and Princess, by the name of Lisa rather. When he called Lisa, he told Lisa that, Lisa, I want to have sex with you. Lisa said, oh Bacha, I'm pregnant, so I don't able to have sex with you, so please consider me. Bacha said, no, since you don't want to have sex with me, then I will kill you. That's the time he hold certain steel rod, he put it in the fire. When he called Lisa, when the steel rod turned red, he said, Lisa, put your hand on the ground. Lisa put her hand on the ground. The man was able to choke the steel rod in her. After when it reached to Lisa, dropped on the ground, she died. So through that we were dead. Then the commanding general gave order that they should release everyone out to look for our food. So through looking for the food in the town now, they were still doing secret killing. We ran in the bush back. When we were in the bush for a few days, there was no food. That caused of my mother, who died now. He went into the creek and he saved all the sand, the small one then. He brought it home. My little brother then started eating the sand. They ate the sand for 1.5 days. So when we were in the bush, that's the time Bacha came again. He said, I'm a Sapo man. He was the spokesman for every one of them. He said, I'm a Sapo man. And now I have to carry every one of you home, no one will die. So after we read now, reading the time, he said, I'm an MPFL man. But now, you people here to be with us, we don't have anywhere for you to do it. So when we're in the town, the secret killing was going on. We not satisfied, we ran in the bush back. We ran in the bush, we were to cover the way. So at that time, that was rebel town. Anytime when you're doing anything, you can send someone on the road to be the headman, to be watching. So at that time, one man by the name of John Tobabo, he was on the road that was either 90 with M16. He was watching. At that time, he left the arm among the rest. So when the men were watching, were harvesting, 1991 now, were harvesting on the farm. That's the time the rebel came to that village. When they saw the men straight, they opened suppressive fire. The men dropped. He started rolling to the arm. Everyone all ran in the bushes. When he rolled to the arm, he picked up the arm. He started shooting at more than two. He hit 2 of them. The MPFL boy, he hit 2 of them. So after we ran to the tent, we were wondering about the man. By the time Wolo, he reached to us, he said, oh, I hit over of those, I hit 2 of them too. So let us be here. So when they came back, the commander gave order. At that time, the commander then, that was Joe Keke, Jackson, L.A. Jackson, all Livingston passed away, Colonel Jogla. They were controlling them. So when they reached, they gave them order that to the place the soldiers get injured from that area to go all the way Pinetown. They should kill every one of us. That's the time they came midnight. They were racking at the door. When they reached to your door, they rack at your door, you come outside, they tie you. They were able to collect 13 elderly men. One man by the name of James Madia, the town chief. Then Peter Solo, James Brown, and the Mr. Kato. They collected and that the name I can remember. So they used a silent weapon, they killed the 13 papi. So after killing them, we look at the whole situation, was not safe. We ran by in the bush. We're in the bush, we remained in the bush until 1993. LPC came, they brought us to town. At the time, we were outside small. So when we were in the town, they used to give us small thing. But they asked me to join them. I said, among my father children, I'm the only older child, and I'm the only man that I attending now. So I'm not able to join rebel business. If I join rebel business, if I die, my father lost the way my mother died. So I will not join you people. And I was in the town with LPC until we were able to get our living. That's the end of my story.
Thank you, Roland.
Yeah, thank you.
And have our sympathy for the loss of your relatives, your brothers, and for all the terrible experiences you went through.
Yeah.
Just as we said, by your testimony,
Yes.
the history of the conflict will be written.
Yes.
And the names of all those who went away, unfortunately, will be written. And we remember them that way. Also, those who have done the wrongs will also go down into history for the wrongs that they committed against our people. So we thank you for the courage to come and share this, because that's the only way we have a clear picture of what transpired in each county and in the entire country. So we thank you. At this time, commissioners will ask you a couple of questions just so we can get clarity on some of the things that you have told us, so the record can be straight and clear.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. Stuart.
Thank you very much, Roland, for sharing this story with us.
Yes.
And giving us some insight into the horrible activities that were carried on in your home area.
Yes.
You say you are from Billibo Creek?
Billibo Creek.
You talk about a man called Joseph Twabo. Is he still alive? You mentioned John Twabo.
Yes.
Is he alive?
Yes.
What was his role, you mentioned? Was he a part of the fighting group? Or?
At that time, he was one of the EDA 90.
Oh, he was a soldier?
Yeah, he was a soldier.
And he had come to the village?
And we ran together to the same village.
Oh, and he had his arm with him?
Yeah.
And when the MPFL came and they fired at him, he was able to fire back?
No, he was still in the bush with us.
So, but he survived?
Eh?
Did he survive?
Yeah, he survived.
Now, you said, who was the commander, the ground commander?
The ground commander at that time was having Joe Keke Konojugla.
Joe Keke is the real name?
But at that time, we were afraid we can't go around there. Only the soldier knew who know.
Joe Keke?
Yeah, Konojugla.
What is the other name, you say?
Joe Keke Konojugla, and they have one bodyguard with them by the name of All Living Things Pass Away. Yes.
Now, this Bacha, what was Bacha's real name?
Bacha, his name is as Nambe.
Is he still around today?
No, I don't know a destination. Because at that time, you were in the town with the general then. They were using him because he speaks Sapo well.
I see. So since that time, you have not seen him?
No.
Was he the same person who demanded to have sex with a pregnant woman and she said no? Was the same bad child?
Yes.
And he's the one who used the hot iron to kill her?
Yes. He put a steroid in the fire.
And where were the other commanders at the time he was doing this? The Joe Keke, all things passed away, and Colonel Joker.
By that time, the commander then they have their own office. Then the soldier then they used to go around. Then all the girls then they in one horse. They follow from the commander then horse. So anytime you can do something secretly. So now with the surveillance, when one carry report, they catch you on the road, they kill you too. So by that time you were fighting for your own life. No way for you to carry a report.
So it is the public work fence that they put the people in available, Kree?
Yes.
About how many persons do you think were in that fence?
More than 500 remains.
More than 500?
Yes.
Where were they killing them?
Oh, so that when they call you, so now they carry you on the creek. Nindo, they carry there, they kill you on the bridge, they chunk you in the water. Or they carry you in the bush, let walk on the road, so now let go walk something for us on the road, you follow them, they kill you there.
So they killed a lot of people at the creek, Nindo.
Yes.
And they threw their bodies into the water.
Yeah, but it's not still on because in 1990, some of them boom are still in the water.
You can, people from the town, they can still see some of the bones in the water?
Yes. Even around the town, sir.
The bones are still there?
Yeah, in the bushes. Some area there I know. I can carry a person there for them to see bone.
And what the town people deciding? They want to bury those bones or what?
No. The bones are still in the same area they are.
The bones are still there?
Yes.
Now, about how many persons you think were killed from that fence and that were killed in the town? How many persons remain after they did all of that before LPC came?
Oh, the people they killed?
Yeah, but how many persons do you think were killed?
The people that was in the fence?
Yeah, you said more than 500 were in the fence.
Yeah, more than 500.
Out of the 500, how many were killed, you think?
Oh, really? Out of the 500, I never counted them after the war, but most of the people were killed.
Can the people of the town remember the names of all of those who were killed?
Yes.
Do they have a list that you can give us later on at any point?
No, I didn't have the list, but if you yourself go there, you can call one of the elderly person, you can name those that die. Or any crowd of boss there.
So if our TRC people went there, they'll be able to give all the names of those who were killed?
Yes.
Now, you talk about...
I can remember some people's names. Jim Zeto Assis.
Yeah.
Then one John Jello.
John Jello.
One Bubba Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only three of them I can remember, but they have killed many people.
But how did you yourself get saved? How you managed to... Were you placed also in the fence?
No. At that time, so now they brought us to town, I was with my family then, so now anytime I see them, I can enter in the room and hide myself.
And that time the other people, they were in the fence?
They were in the fence.
And they used to open the fence in the morning for them to go look for food? Or they were just keeping them there?
They were just keeping them there, so now when they ready, call 3 or 4 calls, then they say each person come and take 1 spoonful. When you call your name, you go there, you take 1 spoonful on the food for the day.
So there were also men that were in the fence?
So men, they put them on one side, the women on one side.
They had young children, boys in the fence too?
Yeah, no, in the fence, I will not lie, there were the people that were there, most of the elderly people were plenty among them.
So grown up people that were in the fence?
Eh?
So grown up
men
that were in the fence?
Yes.
So how about the women? They killed some of the women besides the girl who you say killed with his hot steel rod. They killed other women in the town too?
Only there's 3 girls that refused to have sex with them, and the 4 girls that refused to have sex with them, the one that they used steel rod on, plus the 3 girls, Cecilia Sebwe, Gedeh Sebwe, and Helilo Nimle, and Lisa.
They killed all of them?
Yeah, only 4 of them I can remember.
Besides Lisa, how they killed the other girls? They killed them with cutlass, or they killed them the same way?
They killed them with cutlass.
And you were in the town when this happened?
Yeah, I was in the town. That's the town we ran in the bush by.
How long the MPFL stay in your town? And how long you were in the bush?
The MPFL, they stayed in the town. They stayed in our town about, I think I'm not mistaken, about 6 months in the town.
So for the 6 months you were in the bush for that time?
No, for the 6 months, and now they used to come to our tent when they bring us to town. So now the next day, then we ran by again. Then they come to the same area again. Won't pay anything. They look for our female. Then they found her. They bring her home.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Smith, for your testimony.
Yeah.
I just would like to try to understand certain things in addition to what you already told us.
Yes.
For example, the feeling I'm getting from you
Yeah.
is that this was a terrible situation.
Yeah.
So can you help me to gather information from the 3 different war periods? First with the NPFL time, 1990. I assume most of the things you talked about happened during that time, right?
Yes.
Where they had you in a camp somewhere near the creek that you call Nimowe Creek?
Nindoe.
Ninjoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Ninjoe. Okay. And there were a camp where the men were kept there as labor slaves to do labor for them.
Yes.
And the women were kept there as sex slaves.
Yes.
Okay. Now, during that time, they were seeking to use the women. Did they allow the other men who were labor to also have relation with those women, or they only kept them for themselves?
No, the men, they couldn't allow them for them to go to the woman. They seen MPFL men that the woman, anytime they want to have sex, you can go there. They want the leg, they call among them.
Okay. And you notice that a lot of the women from this area were rejecting them and even willing to face death?
Yes.
Did you see that in a good quantity compared to normal, or just those 3 or 4 women you mentioned?
Yeah, only the 4 women I can remember, but they have killed many of them. But at that time, I don't know most of their name.
I understand.
Because I was afraid.
Okay, thank you. And what type of labor were you doing? I mean, was there some activity in the town that they were doing? Was there a timber business, logging, or some mining? Or what were they doing? Just keeping you and suffering you, or was there some reason behind it?
Oh, the reason they kept the people in our fan, they said, with the Crown, we are planning to fight the MPFL. That's the letter that reached to the commander. He start collecting they start collecting the Sapo people, put it in one fan. That they received letter from the commander that we want to join, want to form our faction to come and retaliate.
Okay. So then, this commander, did they give you any name where these letters were coming from? Who was the commander that sent the information, and who gave you all the information? Do you know?
Well, at that time, the commander in our own ground, accountant general, Joe Keke.
Okay, so those 3.
Colonel Jrogla. All living thing passed away.
Okay, what was the name of the all living thing? Was that Alex?
No, at that time they were using the soldier name. They used to call the real name.
So you didn't know any real name for all living things?
No.
But he did pass away in the war?
No, actually, I don't know now.
Oh, you don't really know what has happened to him?
Yes.
Okay, so they got command that this group of Kroo or Sapo were planning a retaliation against MPFL. So that's why they gathered you all together like that?
Yes.
Okay, what year was that incident? Around what time?
Oh, that was from 1990 to 1991.
So it was about a 1-year period you were kept as slaves or captives.
Yes. At that time, the Crown people ran to articles, so we were in problem. Yes.
Oh, so they didn't seek to, would you say that they were holding you only to slaughter you, or they were just holding you to protect themselves from you attacking them?
Oh, really, they were treating us as slaves. Anytime they have plenty of clothes for washing, they can call one of us, go wash my clothes. When they have rest for beating, go beat the rest.
Okay. But they didn't just systematically slaughter you 10-10 every night, something like that?
No, before daybreak, when you go low in the fan, the one that you not found, it means then they kill the person.
Oh, so they were slowly trying to get rid of you by killing you.
Yes.
And then giving you work in the meantime.
Yes.
Okay. And the next thing is the issue with LPC period. I heard a couple of years later there was an actual new group that was developed from the Sapo area here that became what we call today the LPC.
Yes.
When did that happen, and what were you doing that time? How did things happen after that? Because you say you were only 1 year in this prison, right? So from 1991 to 1993, 4, 5, could you tell me what was happening then?
Yeah, really, I can't tell now because at that time, when I was in the era when LPC brought me to town, I decided to go to school. Then I went afar, all the way Aragos. I was there attending small.
Also, when the LPC came, they became like free. They liberated you from the environment of the MPFL.
Yeah, they brought us to town. Then they gave us freedom to move all around.
Okay, so in the 1991, after they liberated you from that prison compound, you were free in the city, but under their control, MPFL control.
I was under LPC control.
No, I'm talking about before, when the LPC start?
93.
Okay, so from 91, 92, before LPC started, what was happening to you?
From 91?
Yeah, to 92, etc. What's happening that time? Before LPC came?
I even built my tents from Johnson to go there, like about 6 hours. There were our air until LPC came. When they came, I joined some of them. I went all the way to Zedru, I went Aragos.
All right. So after that prison experience, for that 1 year, you were free to travel and find a place to build your tent.
Yes.
And that's where you were living by yourself or with your family?
Yes.
Okay, your family were there with you?
Yeah, my family was there, only my mother.
Okay, your mother. What happened to your father?
My father is living.
Okay. So your father and mother were there with you?
Yes.
And you'll stay there until the 1992 or 3 when LPC came?
No, my mother, then they brought her to town too in the same era. That's the time. Few days ago, I couldn't find her. Then she went this way. She went to the other village. When the war ended, I couldn't find her. That's the time I realized that she died.
Also, she died during the war?
Yes.
I'm sorry for that. I didn't know. Okay. So then from 1993, when the LPC came now, how did they receive you all? How did they treat you, the people here?
When they came, they were looking for us in the bushes. They found us, they brought us to town.
Okay.
They were feeding us, giving us medical drugs and things in.
Okay. And then through that now, 93, 4, 5, you decided to go to Ivory Coast, you said?
Yes.
So how long did you stay in Ivory Coast?
Ivory Coast, I stayed about 6 years in Giglo.
Giglo?
Yes.
Okay. So when did you come back to Liberia? When did you come back to Liberia?
Came back to Liberia at the ending of 2004.
2004? Oh, so even during the model time, you were in Ivory Coast?
Yes.
Okay, I see. Okay, thank you very much. Oh, by the way, do you have children? How's your family situation now?
Yeah, I have 4 living children.
4 children, good. Yes. And your wife is with you also?
Yes.
Okay, God bless. Thank you again for sharing.
Smith?
Yes.
Thank you for coming to the TRC to share the experience and for being the voice of the voiceless. And you talk about the 4 ladies that were killed.
Yes.
Any other person die again? Other people? Did you see any of, in terms of your relative or other women?
Yes, I have forgotten about 2 ladies.
What happened to them? Could you please tell us?
Yeah. At the time they brought us to town, the same bacha, he phoned the commander that I saw 2 dead bodies along the road. That one Anna and Susanna.
They were coming from the same town?
They were coming from the same town. They all went to the same village.
Oh, you're in the same village?
Yes.
So you knew them before?
Yeah, I knew them.
So how's their family now?
Yeah.
They had children, or they were younger people? Or
they have children. Susanna have 1 child then and the other woman have 3 children.
So
One
you just saw them lying down. You were already. You finished killing them already.
Yes.
So how the body was looking like? What do you think they killed them with? Gun?
No, kill them with net.
So you saw, what did you see?
Yes.
Can you please explain what you saw on the road?
Yeah, but the place they killed them, that were on our village road.
Okay.
So that they ran in the bush. By the time we go low, 2 of them were lying down on the ground. At the time we ran up powers then. And before 2 days, the information was spread all over in the town that they are killed Susanna and Anna.
Do you have any idea why they killed them the way they did?
No.
You say Susanna and Ma Susanna and who again? Anna?
Yes.
How about the girls? You remember their age? The age of the children, the girls, Cecilia, Sigbe, and then Gertrude. Do you remember their age?
Really, I don't know the age at that time, but they were on the stage.
They were young girls.
Yeah, they were young girls. Okay. They were at the stage, marrying or more.
But during the time of the conflict, were there any commander that you remember?
Yes.
So what's the name of the commander?
I remember Colonel Jirokla, Joe Keke.
Okay.
Yes.
And who?
But all living things passed away.
Oh, okay. So they actually were the one giving instruction to treat the people this way?
Eh?
They were actually giving the instruction that the people should be treated the way they did.
Yes, they were giving the instruction, but sometimes, because the people were in the corner, sometimes they can't know about some. Before, by the time they see somebody, the person already died. Sometimes when they're ready, they can fool or they carry the person to take action. After when they put in jail before a few minutes, then they take him from there.
The pregnant woman?
Yes.
You knew her parents?
No, but I knew a Sapo girl.
No, a Sapo girl.
By the name of Lisa.
But you knew her before that time? Before she was killed?
Yes.
You think she got other family, children, or that was her first?
Yeah, actually, at that time, she herself was speaking Sapo, I was speaking Sapo, and at that time, when you see your friend speaking Sapo, you can go near him, or you can go near her for her to share ideas. But actually, I didn't know her family.
So you think they were buried?
No.
Thank you for coming to share your experience. I'm so sorry for what happened to your brothers too, and the people in the town.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Again, we want to express our sorrow for what happened.
Yes.
To you people. We said there was a pregnant woman who a soldier asked for some relationship, and she said she was pregnant, she refused, was killed. And she said 3 other women also refused.
Yes.
Do you remember the names of the 3 women that refused?
Yes.
Who are those?
Gedeh Sebwe.
Yeah.
Cecilia Sebwe. Helilo Nimle. Plus Lisa Song.
That's it. The 500 people you talked about 500 people that were captured and separated, put the women one side, the men one side. Were these 500 people all Sapo, or they were mixed up with Kroo, Grebo, all civilians of all tribes, or they were by and large Sapo?
Yeah. Although I stated our 500, but I estimate, I never counted them.
Yes,
I estimate, but at that time, you cannot have the chance to go to your friend and you were trapped. I just saw them in the big fence. Most of them were speaking Sapo.
You, as a young man, you said that when NPFL came,
Yes.
the fighters were suspicious of the Sapo.
Yes. No, when they came first,
Yeah.
they never bothered any Sapo man. Well, they stay here for almost 3 weeks. That's the time the general gave order now that they have received letter that with the Sapo we are planning to come and attack them. That's the time they start collecting the people, putting them in one fence.
So those people that were collected,
Yes.
they were collected on the basis that they were Sapo who were planning to attack them?
No. At that time, we were in the bushes suffering.
Yeah, but you said the commander said they have received letter
Yes.
that the Sapo were about to attack them. That's so?
Mm-hmm.
And they started collecting the Sapo people.
Yes.
Were these Sapo people collected different from the about 500 you were talking about?
No, at that time, the same bacha, because any village they go to, he can speak Sapo. Then he can call the people, you come, or Sapo ball. When you go around now, they start collecting you. When you're reading the town, then you say, I'm not Sapo ball.
Your two brothers that were killed,
Yes.
what their name?
One by the name of Sulatu, he born 1981.
Salatu.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
The Mountain, 1977.
Martin, 1977.
Yes.
The 13 elderly men that were collected
From
and
Chevy.
subsequently killed,
Yes.
do you remember their names?
I remember some name, but when I put someone from Cheverstown, you can call every one of their name. I only remember Jim Madia, the town chief. Elijah Solo. Then Peter Davis. James Carter. I remember the 4-person name.
Were all of these 13 people one tribe?
Yes, it was Sapo from
It was-
Cheverstown.
They were Sapo.
Yeah, from Cheverstown.
The town that you talk about that they burned the town,
Cheverstown?
you talk about a town that was burned.
Yes. That was Billable Creek.
The Billable Creek.
Yes.
Is that a Sapo town?
Yes.
In your own opinion, why you think that such information was made, whether true or not, against the Sapo people?
Oh, at that time they say we are crown and Doe is a crown man. So for that reason, the Sapo, the crown, we are the same people. So we are Doe family. That's how they classify us.
But where do you settle? You settle within Krahn settlement, within Krahn clan chiefdom, or you are within the Kroo or the Grebo?
Within the crown chiefdom.
You people.
Yes.
Yeah. What play your air? The play where your town air is what part of the Sano County? Is it the Kroo people or the Grebo people?
The Sano County. Jackson District, Sano County.
The district whole thing that's also Sapo?
The district?
Yeah.
No, really, who was some people among us, at that time, we have some pastor people. They were working at the public work camp. Yeah, after when they heard the war, they heard that the war was coming, all of them were finding the level running.
As a young man who sometimes sat in old people discussions, other when they're talking something, or as a first child
Yes.
of your father,
Yes.
did you ever hear from him or any of the elderly people that there's some misunderstanding between the Kroo and the Sapo that might have come out, might have encouraged some people to make that false information to the NPFL soldiers?
Oh, really? Repeat your question. I can get you clear.
Oh, I'm saying,
Yes.
you said you the first child of your father.
Yes.
And I know when the old people keeping company, sometimes you sit and you listen to them.
Yes.
Have you ever heard in any of their conversation on issue concerning misunderstanding between Kroo and Sarpo people?
No.
No misunderstanding.
Eh?
You don't hear anything about misunderstanding between them?
No, only this war.
Yes. Thank you.
We used to do things together. When the war came now, we split.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Witness, do you know if Bacha is still alive?
Really? I don't know the special era he live now.
But he's still alive.
Oh, maybe.
Then the prison you had reference to where they had women one side and the men one side.
Yes.
Was it specially built by the rebels for that purpose, or it was some old structure or old prison they were using?
No, at that time our public work came, and the whole camp, the fence, the whole camp. So anytime they caution the man, they carry you in the fence. At that time the fence was having lock on it. When they put you there, no way for you to cross over it. Because I was also wire.
Okay. Then you spoke of Lisa's son,
Yes.
and a hot iron rod was used to kill her.
Yes.
You just said he put the hot rod in her. You didn't explain. Did he insert it in her through her mouth or where or what? Can you be more specific on what happened?
Yes. Really, the man went to the girl. The man went there for the first time, the girl refused. And he went there for the second time, the girl refused. That's the time he called the girl. I see you don't want to have sex with me, I will kill you today.
So he beat her with the iron rod.
Yes. Eh?
He beat her with the hot rod until she died.
Yes.
And you all were present.
Yeah, at that time, our presence.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Your testimony have just ended. Is there anything you'd like to say lastly before you leave?
Oh, you may ask?
Yeah.
Yes. What I have to say at this present, I would like to pay attention to my schools. And also I have children that are attending, and they are lack of school materials. You don't phone copy books and things then, because I'm not working now. I must say I attending.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming. I assure you that your testimony have proven to be very, very useful to our work. And you are an example of what all citizens should do. Come forward and support this process.
Yes.
So we thank you very much.
Thank God.
Okay. Yeah, well.